It is Tuesday, August 12th, 6:01 PM, and I'd like to call to order the Kaiser Parks and Recreation Advisory Board. Chair's prerogative, I'm going to go a little bit off script here, and we're going to recognize arguably one of the hardest working people in the city of Kaiser, my good friend, our parks manager, the guy that never tells me no, Robert Johnson. It's his, well, it's a birthday. It's 29 plus a few. And so Lisa was very kind to go and get some treats. And if you want to take those over, we'll start with Robert, the birthday man. Nobody says birthday boy anymore. You're grown up. When you start getting the tinsel in your beard, you're no longer a birthday boy.
I'm showing it off.
I think we'll spare you the happy birthday singing.
Thank you.
Unless, of course, Adam wants to do it in a complete falsetto. But in all sincerity, Robert, happy birthday. To be able to celebrate you and for you to be here on your birthday is super cool. And I know that I'm grateful for every time you've looked at me sideways and said, yeah, I think we can figure out how to do that. So happy birthday, buddy.
Appreciate it.
All right. Our second official point of business would be the consideration of the July 2025 minutes. Is there a motion on the minutes?
I move to approve the July minutes. I'll
Second.
Got a motion by Lisa and a second by Jill to approve as presented. Is there any discussion on the minutes? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed, say nay. Motion passes unanimously with 3, I believe, absent, right? Is that right? 3?
2.
2? Just Gwen and Bob.
Tanya.
Okay, how's it?
Bob.
Oh, 3.
Bob.
Yeah, so 3. All right, so appearance of interested persons. Do we have anybody signed up tonight? Are you sure, Carolyn? All right, well, I'm happy you're here. It's nice to see you tonight. All right, so new old business, Parks, let's see, Parks Tour. That's coming up in September. It's always the highlight of our year. If you look in the packet on page 7, it has a list of our previous Parks Tours. What I'm gonna ask, just right off the bat for consideration, Bob Newton is our brand new completed park. I'd like to get out to Bob Newton Park. There hasn't been anything going on at Kaiser Rapids, so we don't need to go there. Oh wait, no, I'm wrong about that, aren't I? There's been some stuff. We got a pickleball court and we got soccer. We probably ought to go there, right?
New stuff.
What's that?
The football, soccer fields weren't done last year when you guys did turf.
I was being a bit facetious, Counselor Parsons. I apologize. And like the big toy, it looks the same as it did last year, right? There's nothing.
Stop, this is why people
Yeah.
Set this thing clean and painted.
I had to say that because you said.
Robert, what's your thoughts on this?
Sarcasm, fun.
I do have a list of ideas.
Great.
You want to hear it?
Yeah.
For whatever it's worth? Did we not go to the
It was
pickleball
not
and
quite
soccer
done.
last year?
We did.
I thought we did.
Didn't we?
I think they had just broken ground.
Yeah.
Ground for the pickleball courts?
I think they had just wrapped up the
Oh.
parking lot, because we
No.
parked in the parking lot.
It was just a slab, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it wasn't done.
Well, I'm not gonna say no to that one, but, Wallace House Park, we haven't been there in a while. And there's been a lot of cleanup efforts done.
Yep, just a bit.
In just a bit, like a lot. Clear Lake, we haven't been there in a while. Bob Newton, obviously, we have a new playground. The park is not complete, but the playground is, so we could look at that. Or we could hold off on that one until the rest of the park is complete. Those were just some thoughts I had written down. For
So
whatever
what,
they're
we
worth.
typically do 4, yeah?
3.
3? But if we did if we did Wallace House, I think Wallace House is important because it was the newest of the old structures for the longest time, right?
Yeah,
But it's now one of the oldest structures.
yes. Almost oldest.
So, but there's also, I don't know, roughly tens of thousands of dollars work done there last fall that nobody's seen in the lower bench, yes?
That's correct. Or the mid-bench. The whole lower area, I don't think has been seen really since the park has been cleaned up that I recall. And we also had a youth group, Youth Corp come through and do some outfall work and redo the middle trail. So it does have some areas to look at if anybody was interested.
can we do 4 parks?
So,
Like if we did a drive-by at Clear Lake, because there's nothing really to see at Clear Lake.
yeah, I mean, we don't need to go to Clear Lake. I was looking at the list, kind of figuring out like where have we not been in a while? That's the only reason I listed that one. There's really nothing to show off there. I can tell you, in years past, when we try to fit a lot in, you are up against the daylight at the end of the tour,
Yeah, that's true.
that time of year.
Well, is that gonna, because, did we always start at 6? Or is it 7? I feel like we always started at 7.
Because it leaves up 5:30, we always had.
Oh, no, you're right, you're
Yeah.
right, okay. I was just clarifying, it's been a year, I can't remember. All right, so we heard from Robert, Wallace House, Bob Newton-ish, Clear Lake were the 3 recommendations, and then we've talked a little bit about Kaiser Rapids. Where are people at?
Bob Newton, we should. That's the one with the new play structure.
Right. And meeting at Kaiser Rapids is it's easy to park and then we can carpool from there. And that leaves Wallace House in the middle.
If we're gonna have food, that would make sense. Do it at real, quickie at Rapids
Right.
Park and off to the,
Because Wallace House only has a couple of picnic tables.
Yeah. David, you've been doing this for a couple minutes. What are your thoughts?
I think those choices are fine.
Uh,
I've already seen down below, and you guys need to go see it.
it's incredible.
It actually looks like a park.
Yeah, it's incredible.
It is. I was awestruck when I went down there.
Don't forget your mic, David.
Your microphone.
Well, now that he's done talking. Okay, so I'm hearing start at Kaiser Rapids by somewhere. Bob Newton and then finish at Wallace House?
Or Wallace in the
would-
middle.
What do you think? You thinking Kaiser Rapids, Wallace, then finish at Bob Newton?
yeah, sounds better.
Okay. That's workable, right? So start at Kaiser Rapids, go to Wallace, and then finish at Bob Newton. And I think that what's important to look at Wallace House is just, and Robert will probably talk about this, but the differences in just the fall service technology that existed. I think we had these sort of tiles at Wallace House. It's not like a full, no, is it a full contiguous circus?
I
But
can
it's
explain
that
it one where they.
chip stuff, yeah.
It's shreddy. It's different.
Yeah.
It's just different.
Well, cool. Any objections on the list? Mike, are you really happy?
Yeah, it's good to me.
Okay. As long as Mike's happy. All right, well, that puts that to bed. Council Parsons, any additional thoughts on that?
Well, those are pretty good choices. I like those.
Okay, so 4B is a city council requested discussion on the usage regulations related to time, manner, and place for e-bikes, e-scooters in the park, see guide and bike laws. Who's taking that one on? The city manager, are you doing that, or is Robert?
I'd be happy to lead that discussion. I was not at the council meeting to hear what why it was brought forward. So maybe Council Parsons, could you enlighten us on that, or?
Yes, so basically, we've had quite a few complaints about e-bikes in the park, practically running over people on the trails and, zooming where they shouldn't be zooming. And so people want to know what we can do to slow them down or make another, I don't know, some sort of rule. And so city council said, well, let's throw it to the parks and see if there's any recommendations that they might have that will help us determine how we need to deal with the new e-bikes that are going 30 miles an hour.
And just for, oh,
Yes,
And
please.
to just add to that, there was, at the meeting, there really wasn't an awareness of what laws existed to regulate e-bikes, e-scooters, things like that, hoverboards. And so our staff researched these. One of the attachments there is a document from ODOT that talks about the classifications of items. Yep, the one you're holding up, Mr. Chairman. and the different state laws that apply to them, definitions of them, and the regulations that guide them. And the last one is from the city attorney, laws that that are in the city of Kaiser code. So, and then there's another attachment that shows the other different non-motorized and motorized vehicles. So we have lots of legislation, and there was a comment made in the council meeting that, oh, we don't have time, resources to police it, but we do. If somebody observes our trail system being improperly used by a class 3 bike, e-bike, one that shouldn't be on there, because you read this and you'll see that some can go on there, some can't. And then, they should call either the non-emergency line or 911. And our officers will respond to it if they're not on an emergent call. They will make the time, and it may require a few selective enforcements, but it wouldn't be fair to say that we don't have time to police it. They would come out. If they weren't on a call, they would definitely come out and observe and educate.
Robert, do we currently have any signs posted now for anything on the trails at all, like a speed, or
No,
you have to share the path or anything like that?
no.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, Clay.
I see this mainly as really trying to get the education on it out there, if it does go through. I mean, the 10 miles an hour is, that's pedal, basically a pedal bike going at average speed on a trail would be somewhere 5, 7. You get up over 10, I mean, you're moving. So I think these e-bikes, you get kids, they're doing easily 15, 20. So,
Well, and if they're kids, then if they're under the age of 16, that would be generally a prohibited activity, period.
they don't need a license though.
Right. But I think that the ODOT thing here says they've got to be, I guess, that's just for a bicycle, so.
Yeah.
It must be
Electric
16 to
scooter,
operate
scooter
an
minimum
e-bike.
age is 16.
I mean, again, you're not gonna be able to regulate behavior. If parents choose to buy e-bikes for their 12-year-old kid, then it's absolutely an educational thing. I mean, I think that's one of those things that the violation there is the unauthorized use of somebody under the age of 16. Whether or not they're in the park, that's just an additional violation according to section 2830, right? I mean, section 2830, I feel like it captures the essence of what an ordinance would be in order to regulate this in most, if not all, capacities. Is that accurate?
It should, yeah. We felt that between these documents, these guidelines between the state and the local ones that reference, it and add to it, that there was really sufficient, that it's really an education issue.
And I think the education piece is super important, in my opinion, because there's a lot of people out there that are utilizing e-bike. There's a guy that lives up by us, Clay. He's always on a one-wheeler going up and down Wheatland. I mean, it's like, what are you doing? Like, you're literally just putting people at harm for no real reason, including himself. I would certainly think doing an education campaign around this makes a lot of sense. I think that the city is continuing to grow in its social media presence and putting content out there that people are scooping up. Kaiser Times, whether you like the video or not, got a lot of traction on the one they just did on the water mitigation project. So they could theoretically be a partner to put something out there and create some conversation on it. But personally, I think as I read 2830B with the documentation from ODOT as a supplement to that, that sort of acts as a procedural basis for the ordinance, I feel like you get it up there. Because I mean, it's already pretty prescribed in the parks rules in terms of what can and can't go out on those trails. And a motorized vehicle is one of those things that just can't be, I think, right? Counselor Parsons?
Yeah, I guess maybe what I would like to see, and I can't speak for all the city councilors, but I would like to see some sort of board with regulations and just reminding people, if we have to share the paths, the respect of, don't go to
Path
this.
etiquette type thing?
Yeah, I mean, really, I mean, you have to share the path. So if you do e-bikes, your speed must be 10 miles below, or isn't that what it is, 10? 10 miles below or less. Whoops, sorry.
Is there a way to gauge that on, I've never.
No,
ridden
I mean,
e-bikes,
there's
so I don't know.
not, there's really not, but I think if you at least post it,
Yeah.
they know that we're aware of it. If they see it. But it's gotta be big. But where do they come from? I don't know. So do they come from the main road and they go down by the marina and start there? Do they go on the regular paths around the park? I mean, I don't know where those complaints came in from. Do you remember? Do you recall? I don't know.
They come from the forest on the paved path in the forest along the river.
Okay,
There, and that, and then they go around the edge on the multi-use path. But they're just fast.
Okay.
When people are walking, and they're not necessarily.
I mean, we'd have
The
to
bicycles
post it
aren't letting
probably.
People know that they're coming either. And
Right.
e-bikes are quiet. And
Right.
if they're not using a bell or yelling on your left or doing any of those things, it's just, it feels a little dangerous because you don't know somebody's going to
Yeah,
run
we
you
just
over.
need to post a few signs perhaps. I mean, and the only thing we can do is if, they run over somebody and hurt somebody, we call the police, you try to get their information, which if they're off at 10 miles an hour, maybe that's probably possible too, but we just don't want anybody to get hurt.
Right.
And we post signs that said we are aware that we have to share the paths with everybody, including e-bikes, but please be respectful and don't go over 10 miles an hour if you're on the pathways. Roadways are different, correct? Or is it all 10 in the parks?
I don't know about roadways.
What's the speed limit, though, to go in the park? Is there a speed limit to go in the park?
Banned, right? I mean, there's no speed limits for bicycles, but,
No, just the road into Kaiser
believe-
Rapids to the marina.
oh, it's.
And if it's not, it says 10 is the max.
Yeah, I think so.
It's not posted.
Yeah.
I think the one on Walsh is 10.
Yeah, I think it is 10.
It's either
I wanna
10 or-
say it's 10.
It's not higher than 15, I know that.
No.
Yeah, 28,
It's really
30,
low.
if nothing is established or signs up, it's no greater than 10.
Yeah.
And I mean, we can take it back, talk to the council just for a discussion piece and just see what they,
Well, I agree with you, Cal. There's a lot of education that has to happen in this space
Yes.
because they're becoming so affordable now that people are buying them and they don't understand. Because frankly, if you're on one of these that go over 20 miles an hour and you hit somebody, you technically fall into a motor vehicle category and you're liable as
That's
if you were
correct.
driving a regular car.
Yeah.
yeah, you
And that,
can get a
and
DUI on
people
them and
don't
everything,
understand
and
that
people don't
risk.
realize
And I
that.
think that
Yeah.
there's no case precedence that I'm aware of yet.
Not
that-
yet.
That
Yeah.
does this. I mean, I've seen e-bikes at Kaiser Rapids when I've been walking or riding my bike. I have more issues with people typically on bicycles at Kaiser Rapids than I do e-bikes because they just don't care. And it's usually the under 20 crowd. But they're going to probably be the bad actors whether or not there's a sign or not. I still think that if the council feels strong about having a sign that discusses the rules, then great. I do think though that we have a platform in addition to any signage that could go out to really educate people. Because I think that's important. If we're not talking about it and it's a secret, then anybody can claim ignorance. But I think if we're doing a good job of educating people and informing people and empowering people to make the right choices, that's a win. Robert?
Yeah, just for clarity, is this only a problem at Kaiser Rapids or is this has this been a problem in Country Glen or any
The
other?
context of it was talking about Kaiser Rapids.
Okay.
That was the context of the whole thing, so
Yeah.
I'm not sure if we've had issues at other parks. They're sort of kind of different than this
Yeah.
one. So, I don't know.
There also, I think there was also some concern about e-bikes that should be on the roadway or there's some that ride on the sidewalk too. And, sidewalk is different from multi-use trail that's 12 foot wide, as most of our sidewalks are, 5
5 to 6, yeah.
to 6 foot wide. So if you're going above 10 miles an hour on an e-bike, you probably should be in the roadway, not
Well,
on
yeah,
the-
we actually asked Chief Copeland
Yeah.
that night too, that same question. I said, is it a rule then on a regular bicycle? So it would be with an e-bike, if you go faster than the pedestrian walks on the sidewalk, are you supposed to be on there? No, you have to be in the bike lane.
Yeah.
If you go slower than the pedestrian, you're walking it, that's fine, but you cannot go faster than a pedestrian on the sidewalk, and that's illegal. You need to go to the bike lane. So we did get that part done, so.
Has traffic safety looked at this at all? I mean, this is like literally their wheelhouse in terms of like this type of information. And so like, I would love my nerd buddy Hirsch to look at this.
I think it's on their agenda also.
Is it?
I think we just wanted to get your input to see if you've had any complaints or if you have any ideas maybe, and then we'll throw it through them too.
Because I know like Hirsch and Marianne are big e-bike users. I know that Wayne and his wife are big e-bike users. I mean, they're going to understand this
Yeah.
world in a way that can help maybe conceptualize education in a way that's super beneficial because they get this world. I, you know, I'm an old mountain bike guy. I don't want an e-bike because I'll forget to charge it. And that's
No,
solar
it's gonna
panel
go,
just
I think
weighs
it's
it
also
down.
gonna go through them. I think Dawn, yes, it is. It's gonna go through them also.
Okay. Like I said, I personally think a big education thing around it is good. The language is here, and I think if the council feels strongly about doing signs, great. Any other thought, any opposition to what we have in front of us?
I don't really have,
You need to slow down your e-bike, Mike.
I don't even have an e-bike.
You got the tassels flying on the ends.
I don't know, I know that they're vehicles and
Spokes.
I know that it's bothersome for people that are walking through the park. I mean, I've seen bikes go, just regular bikes go through there fast, so it's not even just the e-bikes.
Yeah.
And it kind of disturbs people in the park, and at the same time, it's kind of a roadway in that it's a paved area, so it kind of draws people that want to ride on a smooth surface, which is part of the issue, is you upgrade things to things like that, and it draws people that want to use that
Well, and
kind of
particularly the
surface.
back part of the loop is really, you have so many blind corners. I mean, I think the inside of the loop that goes by the amphitheater and around the houses, your line of visibility is very
Right.
different.
But once
I've
you
been-
get into the trees,
Yeah, when you get in the trees, you do have some blind corners. I mean,
Yeah.
there's some areas in there that are fun, hornet's nest and stuff like that. But,
And if you're walking with a dog,
yeah.
and there's a bike involved, even if the dog's on the leash, it's still.
Well, see, that's the reason why too, we want to bring it to the parks, because you guys know the parks. Traffic safety is gonna know about the e-bikes, but you're gonna know about the parks, and maybe between your group and their group, we could come to a solution.
Yeah, I think the big, can't harp on the education piece enough. And especially if they're coming in, if we can have a QR code, you know, hey, check this out if you're gonna bring an e-bike in or something like that, you know, because there's so many more people going to Kaiser Rapids now than there were even 2 or 3 years ago, so. You know, they get done playing pickleball, they go hype on their e-bike, when there'd be like, you know, e-bike Hells Angels or whatever, you know, it's,
I will say that I think enforcement is another issue. I think that
Right.
being back in areas like that, it's something that would be hard to enforce for police. But I think it's okay to educate people,
I
absolutely.
think it's important to educate people.
Yes, absolutely.
All the fun problems that come up. Clay just got his colors, so he's happy about it. Adam,
And with enforcement, our first step would almost always be to educate
Yeah.
the
The
person.
notification,
If somebody,
Yeah.
you know, called and our officers went out there, their first action probably would to educate, not to cite them, but, you know, the next time, they'll probably get a citation. So,
and while they're out there educating on e-bikes, they can chase people down there smoking or have their dogs off the leash. I mean, that's a triple win. I see no problem with this. I'm not, it's a thing.
I know.
Stop being judgy.
That's just my face.
You what?
It's just my face.
Who? I get, no. All right, are we happy with our quasi recommendation? Is it an actual recommendation? I mean, we're doing the thing right through the education.
Well, I mean, yeah, we can now go to the traffic bikeway and say that we had the discussion and maybe we need to, and you recommended education, that kind of stuff, and then see what they, because they're, like you said, the bike people, maybe they'll have something different to add to it, and maybe we can come to some sort of solution. So that's fine.
Yeah,
You did good.
especially with Hirsch there, I mean, he's gonna have that, that
He is.
very specific knowledge, I think that's gonna be really helpful. And he'll know the right language for the adults that are gonna follow the rules anyways.
Yep.
You got enough to be able to report back to council next week? Okay.
All is good.
Okay, so, that was fun. Robert, have you got, oh, we got a staff report later. Parks reports, Tanya's not here. Mike, let's talk about Northview and Country Glen, please.
Stopped by both parks yesterday. It was kind of hot out, so I didn't go very far. but,
Kinda.
Northview looked really nice. It looks like it's been well mowed and taken care of and it's green. When I got to Country Glen, it looks like there's one dead tree. And I think it's the first tree that had been put in, the most recent ones. Along the street edge there, and it looks like, of course, the gopher issue continues to, although they're not as in one place, they're kind of spread out now, the holes are. But I always worry about, having a horse get its leg stuck in it. I'm kidding.
I always thought of gopher holes as like pop-up golf courses. Could be fun. Clay, Clear Lake and Bear.
Yeah, both parks look great. I also talked with Bob Shackelford this afternoon, and he was not able to go to Bob Newton Park, so I swung by there on my way in. Looks great. The playground equipment there has been redone. The soft landing surface looks great.
And huge shout outs for that merry-go-round. Like, brilliant idea. Friends of ours took their kid in a wheelchair in it the other day, and like, it's not a swing, and I know we can't get a swing because the swings get destroyed by the same people that ride e-bikes at 20 miles an hour in the parks. But maybe one day we'll get one.
Yeah, it looked good. There was just a few people wondering when the pickleball courts are gonna be ready to go there. That's all. I'm good,
Is your last name Rushton?
possibly.
Good. So Ryan J. Hill, I'm gonna talk about that in a second. The skate park, I love this place. Like, the kids not wearing helmets, but they're behaving themselves. There hasn't been a lot of stupidity, and probably a lot of that's because of our, KP kids, KP crew. Not kids, they're, right. So it's been great. I spent a little time out there kind of watching them do their thing, and it's been cleaner, which has been great. I mean, there's still trash, right? But it's not nearly as, if you can imagine where we were 5 years ago and where we are now, it's a very, very different thing. And so they've done a good job of self-policing and creating an environment out there that's positive. Ryan J. Hill Park, lots going on there. The foundation's done. I think we sent off the final payment for the monument, which we're very, very happy for. That's gonna get that put back in the front of the line to get completed. And once the check clears, we'll actually find out what that timeline looks like. I'm really still hoping we can hit by Veterans Day. We have a Home Depot grant. What that looks like, I have no idea right now.
It's orange.
Basically, there's these funny little nuances within their, you did a joke, David, I'm proud of you. You don't very often joke. There's these little nuances within their programs that they're trying to get figured out, but what I know is we'll have a minimum of $18,000 from that grant. And had a fantastic meeting with the city manager and the public works director and Mark Kelly on Friday, where we just kind of talked through sort of next steps in terms of the things that have to happen, and those all look good. The project is well-funded. However, we are about $3,500 short for cash in order to pay for the poles, okay? And that's where this strange nuance with the Home Depot grant comes in. And so I know that Council President Starr is working on pulling together something to get that kind of last mile going. Otherwise, I feel like we have a good pot of money to work with, and we have a good plan, I think, to move forward with that. And I'm sorry, guys, I didn't bring it with me, but I had I gave the city council last month the draft final plan, and it's really, really pretty, and it's turned out to be something that's gonna be very special for our community, and so, fingers crossed that all goes super well. A lot's gonna have to happen in the next basically 15 days to really line everything up perfectly, and then, you'll start to see another big swath of momentum, moving forward on those things, so, if you know people that are in the setting flagpoles business and or setting lights business, let me know. Because we may have a volunteer project to get those installed, the bases anyways, so that we can do concrete and things like that. But it is coming along. There was a little bit of period of time where I think we were all kind of going, what's next? But I feel like we understand what's next and it's moving. So all very good things. Lisa, your park.
Mr. Chairman, could I have a-
Yes, please.
Before you, he wouldn't say this himself, but Mr. Lawyer, Chairman Lawyer, wrote that Home Depot grant himself and got it, so. kudos to him.
I can take 21% of the credit. Actually, what I have to say is my very good friend Matt Zach, who donated the Traeger for our bowling event, he fell in love with this project. And this is what I love about the spread of how, Matt lived in Kaiser and ran the Home Depot here over on Cherry before he moved back to like some unforsaken place in the middle of the country for a while. And then he came back and he's running the Albany store. But because Matt and I maintain a friendship, he really loves what this community stands for. And he's the one that actually pulled the majority of it together. So I'd love to take credit for the opportunity there. I just gave him what he needed to be successful in it. And so I will accept 21% of the credit only. But thank you for acknowledging it. It's cool because frankly, most of our box stores around here haven't done much. And we got a box store out of Albany that stepped up in a big way to help make this happen. So, yeah. Good job. Thank you for reminding me to acknowledge Matt's work on that.
Okay, Kaiser Rapids is looking fantastic. It feels like the disc golf people have been doing a whole lot of work in the disc golf area.
Yeah. They have.
Yeah, I
A
mean,
lot of
and it looks
volunteers
really,
down
really
there that
nice.
are-
I mean, but a lot of the places that were overgrown and full of poison oak probably have less poison oak, and it's freer to touch you because you can walk around in there now,
Yep.
so.
Yep.
yeah.
And like there was a little tiny bit of painting. It looks super good at the big toy.
Yeah, don't want you to say so.
I look, we pressure washed. I think
Yes.
Councilor Parsons and a whole bunch of people with talent actually went and made that work, which she's probably going to talk about here in a minute after Robert's staff report.
And Liam would probably wants to talk about Kaiser Rapids too.
All right.
I mean, but what I want to say really quickly is that the memorial plaque at Palmacia is fantastic. So it's really nice to be able to sit there with Carol Dorfler.
Well, I guess on Kaiser Rapids, I was at the painting event. I couldn't stay for too long. I had another engagement in the afternoon, but it was fun for the time I was there. I think I spent about 90% of the time sanding down the fire truck, but that's fun. I still liked it. And then the other 10% of the time was painting something that we brought down from the fire truck. But it was still fun. I liked getting to refurbish the park that my dad had a hand in bringing to life, considering he pointed you guys 10 years ago to Levers and Associates. So,
Doug. Remember Doug? Grumpy Doug from Leathers? He was the Leathers consultant. Grumpy Doug. I like Grumpy Doug. You remember Doug? Everybody.
Yeah, he was,
He's from like Long Island or something like that. Yeah. Sorry, I just.
he liked the food you fed, no?
He did like, but I remember he was so mad at us like the first 24 hours because the tree house was such a disaster because we had 3 different plans. And we're trying to like meld it all together. And he's just, you guys are just incompetent. You don't know what you're doing. And then like he comes back after 2 hours and he goes, we got 3 different plans. You guys are just gonna have to figure this out. I'm gonna go over here and play with the volcano.
He really was was funny though, he was. He was
Do you remember
all
him?
right. He was just,
That's why my template didn't work.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I haven't thought about Doug in over 10 years, and I just like brought back, as soon as you said leathers, I was like, oh, grumpy Doug. Yeah, he was great.
I mean,
You're fine. Point is, it's great to see everything all come back together. I remember, watching the park or the play structure be built, when I was 7. I don't know. I don't keep track of this anymore. It was fun though. Yeah. That's all.
Well, thanks for going out there and spending the time. That's awesome. I saw you in the pictures. I'm like, of course Liam's there. Look, I would have destroyed things. I'm not a painter. Yeah.
Well, I'm not a massive painter too, but.
No. Trust me, you don't want me to paint.
I just did what they told me.
You give me red paint and the paintbrush is gonna end up orange. It's not good.
When I was out there a couple weeks ago and the painting wasn't done, have they had another session?
I think there's another session coming up. Well, I think Councilor Parsons will talk about that during her council
Oh,
update.
And don't let me paint, I'm colorblind.
But you have a very steady hand.
Yes, I do.
Robert, what do you got for us?
Got a few things. First off, thank you for the birthday card and the cupcakes. Very nice of you. Speaking of the big toy, staff was able to get in there and make the repairs to the fall protection. I will let Councilor Parsons report on the painting. We still have an opportunity to order pickets. So we didn't quite meet the minimum order. So we're looking to try to get at least 10 more pickets ordered would be great. We gotta ship our current blank pickets halfway across the US to get them engraved to this company that does this and then send them back. You might ask, why aren't we just buying new ones? Because they don't make that material anymore and we want it to match. So that's why we're not just buying new ones. But
Because we saved a bunch, yeah?
oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yep, for every picket that's been engraved, we've taken down a blank one, so we have all those blank ones to then have engraved, so it's cool. So anyways, if any of you know anybody that is possibly interested in ordering another picket, I think we ended up with about 18 orders so far. So it'd be awesome to get that up, to 30, 40, 50. I think we still have room for 108 or something like that. So we have lots of space. So,
Carolyn needs one.
oh,
Because I can put it on West Kaiser.
please do.
Facebook.
Yeah.
And they're what, 50 watts, right?
Yeah,
Just contact Parks.
sure. It's on our website, isn't it? There's a link.
do you have the number, Dawn? By offhand,
The phone number?
to where they can contact?
Isn't, oh wait, they can order online though, right?
Yeah, it's online.
It's online.
application's there and they can, yeah.
They can pay and everything?
Yes, City of Kaiser, and it's under Public Works.
Public Works,
Yeah.
yeah, okay, great.
Or they can come in and talk to Lana at the front desk.
What's the cost? 150?
50.
Oh, 50? Per picket.
Yeah. So anyways, Bob Newton Park, phase 1's complete, so that's the playground. I think we've been getting a lot of, compliments on it for the most part. I personally haven't heard a lot of negativity. I've heard a few concerns about why is there no ADA access to it? Well, that's coming next. So phase 2 is all the sidewalks around there, paving, ADA, parking, we're gonna shift the sports court just slightly more to the interior of the park. It's just shifting about 8 to 10 feet, and then that allows for actual parking in front of the sports court versus your bumper is hanging out in the alleyway right now. It's not a good situation for passerbyers. And then sidewalks will go over to, connect from the playground. It'll connect to the sports court and to many of the current picnic table areas, and then it'll go all the way over and connect to Mandarin Way. Yep. So the neighborhood will actually have a sidewalk that flows all the way through the park, connecting to all the items there. So we're excited to see that go. That's in this current budget year, so we're just finalizing some minor design things, and we'll get that out for bid here soon. October's meeting, two things for October. One, did you all get your Parks Fund Capital Improvement Plan that I put on your
Yeah, this looks awesome.
area? So this is our current one. We would like to have a discussion with the Parks Board, so please just review this, kind of familiarize yourself with it. And then, if there's some things that you are wondering about or don't agree with, or some other priorities that you think need to be fit in here, we would like to have a discussion at October's meeting. So just be prepared for that. That's why I provided you the document ahead of time, so you have plenty of time. September's meeting, obviously, we're not meeting because we're going on a tour, I believe, unless we're doing both, but usually that counts as the meeting. September, yeah.
Robert, does
yeah.
this money, the total include the 50-cent parks fee raise?
Yes, but there might be some minor tweaking that needs done.
Okay.
Again, when we're building these out, as far as we are 5 years out, you know, there's a lot of
Price
estimating
increases, yeah.
and price changes. So it's kind of to the best of our ability currently, but it's always fairly accurate, but we do have some moving parts to it. And obviously priorities change for us, for staff, like, you know, we thought, for instance, a mower is gonna last longer than it did, or maybe a mower is lasting longer than we thought, and so we, instead of, you know, buying it that year, maybe we hold off a year and put that money elsewhere, so it's a little bit of a moving target constantly.
Robert, would you say that, so this says capital improvement plan, but this is all not, the majority of this stuff is ongoing, not necessarily like brand new stuff, correct? Like,
A lot of it's replacing, yeah, like replacing playgrounds,
Right.
replacing a mower we own, replacing a vehicle.
so even though we're doing new, it's still in keeping with what
The-
the original objective was, which was ongoing maintenance and
Some
operations.
new things, like the pickleball,
Right,
that
right,
would,
right.
that was on here, you know?
Right.
So, I mean, there is some new.
But it's a very good melding of both, yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. And also October's meeting, MIG, which is our consultant for helping us through they helped us with our master plan update process. You remember them coming to the parks, if you were on the board 3 years ago when we were updating the master plan. They're also helping us, with the, I'll say pavilion conversation at Kaiser Rapids Park. So they would like to come to the October meeting and, get input from the Parks Board and do, present the information that they have thus far and get your input. So expect to see them here for that meeting. And then turf field update. So Kaiser Rapids Park, we have our awesome turf fields. There's a lot of construction taking place in front of those right now. That's phase 2. So utilities have been installed. A concession and bathroom are being constructed. They poured a slab for that. It did not pass inspection. It was removed. City rejected it. And they're working on repouring that to better standards. Sidewalks have begun being poured, connecting east and west over to the existing multi-use path to the east. So we would expect to see more concrete work being done down there over the next month. Just so everybody knows, in phase 2, we are not paving the parking lot in phase 2. That will be phase 3. I did get some awesome news that phase 3 might be coming sooner rather than later, so that's great. So yeah, that's basically the update of where that's at currently. It's planned to be under construction for the rest of the summer, so it's kind of a big mess, but we just got to deal with it. So it's okay. Thus far, it actually hasn't been that much of an interruption to access to the fields, which is great, because that was a concern we had originally was, you know, are the kids still going to be able to access it? And they have been thus far, so that's awesome.
Well, and the contractor has an unbelievably clean site.
Oh yeah, no, they're keeping it clean for sure.
Yeah, I think on both sides. You got over here the boardwalk thing, and then, you know, I don't know if it's the same contractor, but
Yes.
they're doing good work.
Yeah, it's not really park related, although it is sort of park related. It's not a park, but the wetland enhancement site over across from Claggett Creek Park. Kaney's done a fantastic job in there doing the dirt work removal. They removed the berm along the creek. So that's going to allow a lot of the water during floods to go into the wetland site and stay there and go into the groundwater, so we're not sending it just down the stream faster. That'll be planted this fall. There'll be a temporary irrigation system put in there, and then environmental staff is working on getting a contract in place for that to be maintained, because it's not a park, so.
Right.
But it will absolutely draw a different crowd, I think, over there. There'll be a boardwalk installed so you can walk through the site and enjoy bird viewing, and it's also going to, I think, just change the feel of of Claggett Creek Park itself. And we've had a volunteer doing a lot of invasive removal along Claggett Creek in the park on our side recently. So now it's opened up, you can actually see through the area and you'll be able to enjoy the wetland across the creek. So it's really taken shape. It's gonna be pretty special to have that in the middle of the city. So that's all I had.
I still hold that, you guys do any parking for the boardwalk, it needs to be called Park Place.
Park Place. Love it.
All right, good. All right, Counselor Parsons, what has been going on?
Chair. Okay, yes. Part 2 of the big toy painting is going to be on Saturday, September 13th. So the park should only be closed that one day. We have 2 murals that need to be repainted. The kiosk outside needs a second coat, and then the trim needs to be done, and we need new signage put up. Hopefully, we'll get that ordered in time.
For the signage for that date?
Yep, for the kiosk outside, not the little ones, but that big one.
I'll see if we can do that.
Okay, thank you. Because I want to do I'm looking at a date, hopefully that next Saturday for a rededication,
Oh, cool.
right? So everybody can come down and see the big toy looks almost as good as it did 10 years ago, if not better. Well, it could be better.
It's absolutely better.
10 years ago, I had wood chips.
Yeah.
That's right, it had wood chips, that's right. And they fixed the fall protection, patched that really well. So, yeah, we just need to do a little bit more, like, it's more intricate work this time. So we can't have miners up on ladders. And I already have a lot of volunteers, but if you want to show up and watch and encourage people and bring drinks or anything you want, I would like you to do that just to see what's going on. And if we find a job for you, we find a job for you, okay? So, tomorrow morning, I am going to meet with the pickleball people just to get a list of their wish list and talk to them about the Parks Grant and see what they want to do along the way. So I will bring that report to you in 2 months. Okay. National Night Out. I went to Bob Newton Park for National Night Out, and there must have been 60 kids on that play structure, and they loved it. And I saw kids falling down, and they just bounced right back up. I didn't hear one baby cry when they fell, and they were falling because they were having a great time. I mean, they were jumping from here to here. That's an awesome play structure, by the way. And every single parent that was there, and there were over 200 people there, commented on that play structure. They were so excited. So I just wanted to let you know that that's kudos to you guys for that. The council voted no on having a drive-through, anything on that corner of Lock Haven and McLeod area. So we'll see what happens. Stay tuned for that. We had greeters this morning at the community fields, and it was very nice. And the community fields are really good. They had one question though, Robert. We had talked about putting an east-west gate on each side so that when the balls go over, the kids don't climb the fence. And they would be locked when they're not in use. So did you hear about that?
We had a conversation
So-
about that when?
Yes, a couple months ago, I think we had that conversation. In the middle, on both sides, right? We were gonna put a gate, so they would open them up during games, and in the event that a ball would go over there, they could go out the gate and get the ball versus climbing the fence to go get the ball.
Okay.
Okay, so I know we talked about that, so I just wanna see if we can, what maybe we can do to, because fall season's coming up real quick. There's gonna be a lot of games there. So we just need to see, I don't know if Bill has started the process or what we need to do to just at least start the process.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Geez, let me see. I think that's probably enough, isn't it? Yeah, you guys have any questions for me?
I wish I would have gotten better pictures. So David was pressure washing that kiosk, and at one point, he was covered almost head to toe in blue and white
Oh, I would have
speckled
loved to have seen that.
paint.
Yeah, you took my ladder, so I couldn't get it all.
Well, then, we were up there, my husband and Dan Kohler were up there scraping all
Yeah.
4 sides of that too.
Yeah.
And we had blue everywhere. Everywhere we had blue. There was no way we were gonna keep it around. So we had to rake that all up and take care of that. But it is painted with the first coat. We think only one side needs a second coat, but we didn't get the white trim done.
Yeah.
And then we wanna paint the blue that are behind the signs. That's why I wanted to remove the signs to paint that and hopefully have the new signs to put back up. So,
Yeah, it looks great.
yep, so, Anyway, that's all I have. Thank you.
Speaking of the big toy, I will say for the record, at no point did I ever say that I was in charge of the big toy project. Somehow, in an interview with Kaiser Times, they translated I was partially in charge of the treehouse
Yeah.
into I was in charge of the whole project. So I want to make it abundantly clear that there were way smarter, way better people in charge of the overall project. I was simply a cog in the wheel. Got some very interesting calls and feedback on that. And I'm like, yeah, that's absolutely not what I said. So,
It's okay. That was 10 years ago. They can't remember anyway.
well, it doesn't matter.
It's all good. We know, you were there, and that's the thing. is
There was
you
a lot
spent
I was one of hundreds
Hundreds of people,
that were
that's
there,
right, but you spent 70 hours there in that week.
At least.
So, I mean, the
I have to
minimum
stop
that we
answering
all did.
public
We
works
all
director's
were
phone.
from dawn to dusk for 7 straight days, but 1,000 people, 10,000 man hours.
Yeah.
We had lots of people all over the place doing everything, and it was very well organized. Mark Collier was the project manager. He made sure all those projects got done. And I was just the person that spent 2.5 years putting together these committees so that we could get it done. So I was just the organizer. So that's it.
Credit where
There's
credit's
no-
due.
There's no just in front of
Yeah,
that. That's a lot of work. You did a lot of work, Marlene.
All right, Clay, you're good for the 18th? Council report?
Sure.
Yes?
Yeah, well, yep.
Okay, and then we have the Parks Tour on September 8th, 6 o'clock. Be on the lookout if we're gonna send out something for lunches there or dinner. That'll probably come from either Melissa or Dawn. But, is there anything else for the good of the order? Liam?
Thank you, Chair. So, Mr. Johnson, I'm part of Daniel Nelson's troop, if I haven't told you. And I was helping him and different parts of our troop with him pouring the concrete and setting up all the garbage cans for his Eagle project. I haven't heard from him because he hasn't been at our scout meetings recently. He had an issue placing one of with one of the cans because it was near a water line or an electric line. How'd you work that out, or did you work that out?
They just went ahead and installed it somewhere else.
Oh, okay.
Which is
Where'd
fine.
they put it?
Not very far away. I'm trying to remember exactly where it was. They wrote that in an email to me, the problem they were having.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they were concerned that electrical line actually ran farther than it did.
Right.
Which is valid. It didn't. But
Okay.
I respected the heck out of their decision. So, but yeah, they just chose to put it in somewhere else, which actually made sense where they put it too. So it was fantastic.
Okay.
But yeah, that was great. If you haven't been to Kaiser Rapids lately, we have 10 new garbage can holders with the lids that stay up, and they're nice and easy to access. And the lids aren't going to fly away in every windstorm that we have all winter long. I'm really excited about it. So, yeah, that was a great project.
Okay. Thanks.
He was
Just
wonderful
out of-
to work with.
Just out of curiosity.
Yeah.
So.
All right, if there's nothing else, we stand adjourned at 6:55. Thank y'all.
Happy birthday, Robert.
Thank-